Welcome to Against the Public for February 11th. Congrats to our new NBA customers who got off to a great start last night with yet another profitable card in the NBA. Maybe take those profits and invest in a long-term package. We'll talk about that. Speaking of all access or long-term passes, we just absolutely continue to smash bookmakers. Our 7-day total, 1,241 units won on the back of 62% winners. That's number one at Pickdawgz.com. Over the last 30 days, more of the same. Customers have hit 59%, plus 4,295 units. That's also number one at Pickdawgz.com. Those numbers will probably go up a little bit too because we're still waiting on that Baylor-Houston result. It looks like it's going to be a W. We'll see. You can hit the link below to see how we did on Monday. But it does look like a winner, so we can add to those totals. But if you went on the website right now, those would be the totals. We just, and I say this all the time, we continue to dominate bookmakers. So please consider becoming an all-access customer right now. I'm Dana Lane. Thanks for joining me. Before we get to our free selection, let's look at how Tuesday's card is shaping up for all access members, and we'll start things off in college basketball. We got a few more to choose from tonight, 37 games rather than having a 5-game schedule that we had on Monday, but 37 games, which is always welcome because we have more to choose from. And we'll start things off with Ohio and Bowling Green. That will tip off at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 4 o'clock Pacific. Over the last 30 days, college basketball customers, well, you're on a 61-44 roll, 58% winners, 1,246 units of profit, adding to 57% winners over the previous 90 days, 2,742 units of profit, and that adds up to 56% winners this season, good for 2,907 units of profit. Needless to say, we are scorching college basketball odds makers this season. Just 4 games in the NBA on Tuesday, but we continue to, as we talked about earlier, we continue to just win in the NBA. And if you were with me on Monday, I expect all of you to be back again on Tuesday. Over the last 7 days, and these numbers are updated, NBA customers have enjoyed a 16-5 run, good for 1,059 units, 76% winners, number one at Pickdawgz.com. The last 30 days have been absolutely incredible in the NBA. 61% winners, good for 1,660 units of profit at Pickdawgz, number one overall. No NHL games until the 22nd, with the Four Nations tournament kicking off, or dropping the puck, I guess, which you'll say in the NFL. But we will be back on Wednesday with a play in the Canada-Sweden game from the Bell Center. And, of course, the United States starts on Thursday against Finland in Boston at the Garden. So more on that tomorrow, but we will cover that tournament, and we will have hockey selections for you throughout that tournament. We're not going to take all that time off until the 22nd. So don't miss out. We are turning our full attention to basketball. We're full attention to baseball right now. That's what I spent most of my day on today. And long-term, the season-long Major League Baseball pass is up there right now. Early bird special. That price will go up once the exhibition season starts. All plays, all records, always documented at Pickdawgz.com. So that adds up to a 6-game schedule for all access members on Tuesday, and some pretty good reasons why you should become a member right now. Of course, we have something for everyone, but the package that I push the most is definitely that annual all access pass that gives you every play that I release for one low price. It comes out to be about $4.11 a day. You get every play that I release for that price. And that by far, like I said, we have something for everybody, but that by far is our best offer. You can sit back, relax. We'll carry you right through Major League Baseball season, the NFL, college football, to this point, at this time next year in the NHL and NBA and college basketball. So just $4.11 a day. Okay, let's get to our free play, and we'll stay in the NBA tonight. We'll head to rotation number 565, 566. With the Detroit Pistons taking on the Chicago Bulls. Detroit is a 4.5 point favorite. total 237.5. Detroit 27-26 straight up, 27-25 ATS, 28-25 to the over. The Pistons have won 2 straight games and 4 of their last 6 straight up and against the spread. After that 10-point win against the Hornets 2 nights ago, they did fail to cover a 12-point spread in that game, a game that went under the total. Chicago 22-31 straight up, 24-28 and 1 against the number, 27-26 to the under this year. Bulls dropped a 21-point decision against the Golden State Warriors on Saturday as a 6-point dog. It was the Bulls' 12th loss. 12 loss in 17 games. It's even worse than that if you go back further. But 12 loss in 17 games. They have cashed 4 straight overs. The word out of Detroit is they're pretty happy where they are. And I guess over the last couple of years, if you're a game over 500, you will be happy at this point. But we saw Cade Cunningham come back in the lineup. He missed that game against the Sixers with the ankle injury. He was just 7 of 17 from the field, 1 of 5 from 3, did have 10 rebounds, finished with 19 points. In his last 9 games, Cunningham has eclipsed that 30-point mark 5 times, so I expect him to be strong or get back to 100%, which it looks like he is. I mean, you can look at the minutes he played. Looks like he is. It just got to get some of the rust. Even if you miss one game, it's these professional athletes are such a day-to-day regimen that if it gets broken, it kind of screws them up a little bit. So it usually takes a day or so to get back into the routine. I expect Cunningham to get back close to that 30-point mark in this game, especially if he plays 37 minutes like he did against Charlotte. The Hornets were without LaMelo Ball. Pistons were supposed to win this game easy, but that didn't happen. And what did happen, though, and what pertains to tonight's game, is when the starters went out in the second half and the bench was mostly in that second half, not only did they maintain that lead against Charlotte, but they also lengthened that lead. And that is it's such a key element when we're betting totals, because you want to make sure that when your bench comes in, the consistency offensively continues. It's not a drop off where we have to go 3-4 minutes without the scoring, the pace of scoring that was already set prior to them coming in. So I feel pretty good about where Detroit is right now. Dennis Schroeder was pretty good, newly acquired Dennis Schroeder. He contributed. Malik Beasley stayed hot in this game. So I feel really good where Detroit is. Not only mentally from a starter standpoint, but where they are as far as bench scoring is concerned. It's always a good sign when you're betting overs, because the worst thing is for your bench to come in and go cold for the duration of their playing time. It will be interesting to see what we do get out of Chicago. They blew a 24-point lead in the third quarter against Golden State at home, nonetheless. That has to be embarrassing, and from what I'm hearing, the vibe around the team indicates that we are going to get an inspired effort tonight. After the Bulls shot 44% from the field, they also shot 44% from 3, which was pretty good. We'll take that on most nights. Nikola Vucevic and Josh Giddey combined to shoot 7 of 22, so not their best effort, 32%. Chicago still put up 111 points, but Steph Curry, if you watch that game, certainly proved why he's the best shooter in basketball and probably one of the best of all time. I guess it's not even probably. I do know this, also speaking to people inside the organization, they say we're really getting excited about Matas Bozelis, who's looks like he's going to stick in that rotation, starting rotation. He's averaged 11.3 points over his last 10 games, but has gone up to 15 points a game over his last 6 and 18 over his last 3. So I think he's going to continue to improve. At least the numbers indicate that he will. He should give the Bulls, who are a top 10 offense, a bigger boost as he continues to get better. And if you want to talk about a guy who's really good fundamentally and various aspects of the game. You can watch Buzelis, and he will show you how to play the game of basketball. Sometimes it's very robotic out there, but does get the job done, and fundamentals are impeccable. With Zach LaVine going to Sacramento, don't sell the Bulls short as far as getting to the rim, because if you watch their games, Kobe White is kind of taking that role over, and we know he's a really good ball player, but he is taking that role over. I expect him to be a lot more aggressive in the paint, and I think that is going to be a seamless transition. So I really don't think we're going to see too much of a drop off offensively from the Bulls, especially in this game. Between the Pistons' depth and the fact that I think we'll see Chicago get even better than where they are right now, and they're one of the top offensive teams in basketball, despite the fact that they can't seem to win basketball games, which also speaks to their inability to play defense, which also speaks to our free play. We're going to go over 237 and a half. Now go to pickdawgz.com, where every individual play and every discounted long-term pass is locked and loaded, including my annual all-access pass for just $4.11 a day. I can't thank you enough for joining me Against the Public. I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Tuesday.